Welcome back. Next up on the playlist, the story of the birth of a new musical genre, American Muslim punk rock. Known as the Takwakors, the bands which have emerged over the past 6 years or so are the musical stepchildren of an American Muslim writer named Michael Muhammad Knight. And like the punks who came before them back in the 1970s, the Takwakors are tearing up the rule books and bringing elements of Middle Eastern music to the sounds of hardcore. They're also asking a few questions about politics and identity, and what it means to be a young Muslim in the US these days. Here's their story.
It's just about challenging the orthodoxy of punk as much as it is about challenging the orthodoxy of Islam. The Takwakor comes from the Arabic word taqwa, which means like a consciousness of God, like a love-based fear or a fear-based love. Al-Thawra is a Takwakor band.
Muslim American punk rock, although I don't even think it needs to be American. Muslim punk rock.
This is a musical movement that came out of a novel. In 2002, Michael Muhammad Knight, a Muslim convert from Buffalo, New York, wrote the Takwakors.
The journey of the book is completely absurd. Well, I really didn't have any faith in Muslim punk rock as, a viable, marketing concept that I could take to a publisher or an agent and they would jump on it. I ran it through photocopiers and I spiral bound it. I tried, just giving it away. I tried posting on the internet and saying, if anyone wants this book, I'll just mail it to you for free. And that actually connected me to some cool people. And the ball just, kept rolling.
From giving away the novel on the net and in the car parks of mosques, the Takwakors became a cult hit. Now it's being made into a movie. Along the way, Knight's novel gave birth to a punk subculture based on the fictional Takwakor bands it portrayed.
It turns out there's a Muslim punk rocker in Boston, there's a Muslim punk rocker in Chicago, in DC, and there's all these kids out there who have such conflicted and complicated relationships to Islam, but either they still call themselves Muslim or my book helped them to do that. I don't think this book invented Muslim punk rockers by any stretch, but what it did was it gave it a name.
Al-Thawra are one of the Takwakor bands who've come to Cleveland, Ohio, where the movie of the book is being shot. Ayed Zara is the film's director, a Syrian-American.
A handful of the actors are Muslim American, telling our own story, and things that we're saying here and doing here are just, I feel like, are going to be forever appreciated, because we're breaking out of things. We're no longer telling other people's stories, we're telling our own, and this is definitely, I feel like, a subculture. It's not going to be for everyone. So this is something for those who just feeling out of place within Islam, feeling like they don't belong.
These guys are real musicians, they're real punk rockers, and they know what they're doing, and they were on point. It was amazing. It's a really great show.
We're not afraid to use, electronic drum beats, some like drum and bass kind of style. Or Middle Eastern percussion. What punk band is going to sit in the back of the punk house and play Middle Eastern drum beats on their back or whatever, and we do that stuff.
The attack came without warning, and according to a U.S. government source told CBS News that it has Middle East terrorism written all over it. The attack in Oklahoma City appears to have a familiar mark.
The importance of Takwakor is that it gives, Muslim kids who don't identify with mainstream Islam to kind of be themselves and talk about things that they believe in.
The Iraqis are the ones that are killing you. The Iraqi militias in the south have allied themselves with Iran.
Last summer, the Takwakors took their music on the road to a conference of American Muslims in Chicago, they wanted to make contact with young Muslims and challenge tradition.
We're in. I just talked to the organizer.
I just think this is kind of a weird crowd to play this music to. If it lasts more than 2 minutes, I'll be shocked. I don't know if they're ready for it.
And the first Taco Core band to perform was Secret Trial 5, which is an all-girl band. And ISNA called the police on us to shut down the show.
The organizers were unhappy that women were on stage performing the way they were. The police were called in.
But the cool thing about it was, by the time the police got there, there were all these conservative hijab-wearing girls in the front row, like screaming along with the lyrics, "Stop the hate, stop the hate." They were screaming along to the chorus and putting their fists in the air. Punk rockers and these good kids all on the same page. It was only the adults who didn't get it. That moment, I think, proved that it was all worth doing.
When punk first erupted in the 70s, it shocked the social establishments of the West. Now it's American Islam's turn to get past the power chords and the anger to try to hear what young Muslims are saying through their music.
This may not be your Islam, but it may be your kids' Islam. So, you know, I think if you check this out, you might have a better picture of what Muslims are going through today, what Muslim kids are going through.
Islam is young in America. Listen to us, what we're going through, and you know, give us a sec, you know.
The tackle course. Now, if you'd like to see that item again, it's up on our website as well. We've got one show left in this first series of the playlist, and in it, we will be looking both back and forward, examining the world of musical fusion, and looking at the personal playlists of many of the musicians we featured on the show. Here's a sneak preview. On our next show, we'll try to get to the heart of musical fusions, find out how and why they work.
Fusion is a great thing to aspire to, I think. It's what makes the modern world as interesting and vibrant and healthy. I think the healthiest aspects of our contemporary culture are based on fusion.
It's chemistry, you know, we're all made up of different chemistry musically, and something will just work, and yeah, a fusion will happen. It's just a really special thing.
Eventually, for me, it'll open up to a genreless place. It has to, you know, there's no other way. That's the natural progression.
And we'll show you some more fusions that musicians recommend. Where fusion has been and where it's going, coming up on the playlist. That's what's coming up next week, but as always, do not be shy with your ideas. Email us about musical fusions you think we should be looking at. We're at playlist@aljazeera.net. That's how you get with the program. We'll play you out this week with more from Ramiro Musato and his Brazilian beats, and we'll see you next time on the playlist on Al Jazeera.